Special thanks to Patreon supporter Wolfy for making this tutorial possible. Hello ladies and gentlemen, ZPro here bringing you another Minecraft World War II vehicle tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Terrängbil M/42 KP, nicknamed the KP Bill. The KP Bill was the Swedish Army's first armored personnel carrier, developed as a stopgap measure during World War II. In 1944, when tanks were organized into a unit of their own, it was clear that there was a desperate need for a troop carrier able to keep up with the tanks and provide protection against artillery, shrapnel, and small arms fire. Due to the war, there were no international suppliers to buy from, so the only option was to develop a domestic solution. AB Landsverk designed an APC consisting of a chassis from a regular army lorry equipped with a armored shell. The vehicle itself had very little armor, mostly 8mm, but somewhere between 4 and 20 was kind of like the general smallest, lightest armor to the heaviest armor on the vehicle. It did have an optional equipped machine gun up on top. Sometimes it didn't, sometimes it did, just kind of depends. The vehicle saw some service during World War II, but also saw service after it. During the 1950s, the vehicles were modified with mounting a double machine gun on the cab roof, and at that time the designations changed. The KP also saw combat with the Swedish UN forces during the Congo crisis in 1961 to 1964, and 15 KPs were also bought by the UN and used by Indian and Irish battalions in the Congo. So pretty crazy stuff there. The vehicle also continued to see service into the 1980s and 1990s, where many surviving vehicles of the KP Bill were used by the Swedish Army and modified with armored roofs and in many other ways, resulting in several new versions. So the KP Bill obviously been around for quite some time. Surprisingly, a World War II era APC that was kind of a stopgap, so kind of thrown together, still being used by I couldn't say if they were still being used, but being used well up into the 1980s and 90s as a armored personnel carrier is pretty wild to think of. You don't see too many World War II vehicles still being used today. But overall, really interesting vehicle, and our first ever Swedish APC though, so that's pretty cool as well. The version you can see in front of us here is the standard vehicle. I've also went ahead and equipped a 30 caliber machine gun to the top there to add a little bit more, as it seems it was pretty common for them to have some sort of armament on the turret there, and most APCs at the time did. So I think it was a very needed add-on. So yeah, overall, really nice looking build, and came out pretty good. Before we go and take a look at it, I want to go and give special thanks to this vehicle's Patreon supporter, which is Wolfy. So big thanks to him. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more than you guys already do, feel free to check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the description, where you can go and pledge a small amount to the channel every month and earn a vehicle request of your choosing, depending on which tier you subscribe to. It helps me out big time with the channel and supports my work and all that, and is obviously much appreciated, and you earn a vehicle request depending on which tier you decide to subscribe to. So definitely well worth it and much appreciated, and feel free to check that out. Again, links are always down in my video descriptions. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into taking a look at the vehicle, just so that we know exactly what we're going to be building, and then we'll move into the tutorial. So starting off with, we have obviously, it's a 4x4 vehicle here. Looks, you know, pretty standard. It's kind of funky. It's got some really weird angles and shapes, which are really hard to mimic, so I don't think my angles and shapes are, 100% there, just due to the fact that the angles are really weird on this vehicle at some points. But I still think it came out pretty accurate, or close to it. We have basically the driver and co-driver little view ports there, doors here on both sides for the vehicle. One thing I couldn't figure out is how the infantry actually disembarked that. With the way that the back was structured, it didn't look like they actually left through the back, so I don't know if they entered through this door here and out to the sides. I really have no idea. But basically we have a little troop area here that's designed to, obviously fit people in the back here and transport them, as it is an armored personnel carrier. And then the back here, pretty standard. So yeah, really interesting vehicle. Again, something I didn't really know too much about until it was, a request from Wolfy. So definitely a cool vehicle and fun vehicle to add to our Swedish World War II lineup. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer number 1. Alright guys, going ahead and moving into our first layer, we go ahead and start off with layer number 1. For layer 1, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and take our nether brick stairs. We're going to place down 2 nether brick stairs like this, back to back, and this is going to create our right front wheel. From this, we're going to place down a stone top slab over, followed by an iron trapdoor and another stone top slab like this, and then we want to go and place down a nether brick upside down stair and a stair coming off it like so. After that's finished there, we're going to go ahead and place down a row of 1 and 2 dark oak wood top slabs coming off that iron trapdoor. And then from this, we're going to go ahead and take our dark oak wood trapdoors and come off these slabs. We're going to place down 1, 2, and just 2 dark oak wood trapdoors back. We're going to go ahead and then skip a space and place down an iron trapdoor. And then on both sides of the iron trapdoor, we're going to place down a stone top slab. Come off the stone top slab to the side here, and place down a narrow brick stair like this, and a narrow stair coming off of it, and then going over here, we're going to go and do the same thing. So just like that. After that's all finished there, that's right there is going to create the axles here for both our wheels, and a little bit of the base here. And that right there is going to finish layer 1 for the build. So that's what we should have from looking at from above. Anyways, that's it for layer 1. Let's go ahead and move into our next layer, layer number 2. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 2. For layer 2, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a narrow brick stair on top of this stair, and a narrow stair right behind it. Same thing over here to this side for those 2 wheels. When that's done, we're going to then place down a stone brick wall here to both sides, and the space in between them, we're going to place down a green terracotta block. After that, we're going to place down a second green terracotta block going forward, followed by dark oak wood ups down stair to both sides of it, and then coming off the dark oak wood ups down stairs, we're going to place down dark oak wood ups down corner stairs, and then a dark oak wood ups down stair there in the middle. Once that's done, going ahead and going to the back here, we're going to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 3 across, followed by a dark oak wood trapdoor to both sides. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a row of what is going to be 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go 3 dark oak wood stairs back, and then a dark oak wood upside down corner stair, and then same thing over here. So 1, 2, 3, and then our upside down corner stair like so. In the space in between here, we can just go and take green terracotta and just close that space off. Now when we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and place down a stone brick wall on top of those 2 stone top slabs and a green terracotta block in the middle. Coming off the stone brick walls and on top of these narrow brick stairs, we're going to place down 2 green terracotta blocks on top of the narrow brick stairs, followed by a zombie head coming off the block here facing forward, and that's going to be on both sides there. We then also want to go and take dark oak wood fence gates, and we're going to have them come off of these 2 dark oak wood ups down stairs, and same thing over here. And we want to go ahead and make sure that the fence gates are opened up toward the outside. So just like that, and then coming off the fence gates, we're going to go and place down a dark oak wood sign here on the sides. Or dark oak wood sign, so just like that. And when that's done, we're going to go and take our dark oak wood signs and also place down 2 signs here on these green terracotta blocks, and same thing over here. We then want to take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 3 across in between those blocks, followed by a second row of 3 across, and then a zombie head on both ends of that row of 3. Then on the back here, we're going to take our dark oak wood top slabs, place down a row of 3, a dark oak wood sign on both ends, and we want to go and then place down a zombie head coming off these 2 top slabs on both sides like that. And once that's done, we should have a base that looks like this here for layer number 2. And with that, that's going to wrap up layer 2. Let's move into our next layer, layer number 3. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 3. For layer 3, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair on top of this stair, followed by a dark oak corner stair to both sides. We then can go ahead and go into our creative menu, grab ourselves a item frame and also a snowball. To make the front headlights, we're going to place down a item frame on these 2 dark oak wood corner stairs, and then we're going to place down a snowball in them like so. From this point here, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta, we're going to place down a row of 3 across, followed by a dark oak wood stair to both sides, and then going back from the dark oak wood stair to place down an additional stair, so you create a corner stair like that. And then across in between the stairs here, we're going to place down a row of 3 of green terracotta. From that point here, we're going to go ahead and place down a placeholder block here, and we're going to place down a zombie head at a 45-degree angle in between these corner stairs, and same thing over here as well. So just like that. After that's done, going ahead and going back to this point, we're going to take our green terracotta, place down a row of 3 across, followed by a mossy cobblestone wall to both ends. We then want to place down another row of 3 of green terracotta across, followed by a spruce wood stair again to both sides. From this point, we're going to go ahead and take our green terracotta, another row of 3 across, and then we're going to go and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 mossy cobblestone walls back, and same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 mossy cobblestone walls back. From that, we're going to go and then place down a row of 3 of green terracotta across, and then a row of 3 of dark oak wood upside down stairs across as well. Once that's done, we're going to go into the middle space in here, and we can go ahead and do a little bit of our interior. One thing I also want to go and switch out is that we do want to go ahead and actually replace this green terracotta block here with a spruce plank like that. Anyways, for the interior here, we're going to go ahead and place down a spruce wood upside down stair, spruce wood trapdoor, spruce wood upside down stair, trapdoor, and spruce wood upside down stair. So pretty straightforward, and same thing over here. Just like that to go and create the seats here for the troops right in the back. And then we want to go and take our dump pressure plates and place down a row of 3 across the base there. And once you have that all done there, that is going to wrap up your crew compartment here. And with that, that's going to wrap up layer number 3 for the build. Here's what it should look like from up above. And with that, that's going to wrap up layer 3. Let's move on to layer number 4. Alright guys, go ahead and move it into our next layer. We have layer number 4. For layer 4, to go ahead and begin with, we're going to go ahead and place down a end rod on top of these 2 dark oak wood corner stairs at both sides. Once that's done, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood slab that's going to be directly in the middle here. So just like this, and then both sides of it, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor. Going back from the slab, we're going to place down an additional dark oak wood slab back, followed by a daylight detector on both sides, and do close the dark oak wood trapdoors if they do open up. We're then going to go ahead and then take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 3 across like so, with a, we're going to go ahead and use a dark oak wood button on both ends. So like that. Once that's done, we're going to place down a spruce wood plank on both ends. We can go and then fill the space in the middle of green terracotta. And then we want to go ahead and place down a green terracotta block going back from the spruce wood planks, and a spruce wood plank in the middle there in between them. And again, we're going to go ahead and place down some dark oak wood buttons there on both sides. And we also want to place down a tripwire hook coming off this spruce wood plank here on both sides for these doors, and also on the back here as well. When that's done, we're going to take our dark oak wood trapdoors, and we're going to go and place them down on top of the spruce wood trapdoors and stairs. So just like this across. And we want to go ahead and then open them so that they create a kind of backing to the seats like that across. And then on the back here of those trapdoors, we're going to go and place down a row of 5 of green banners like that to go ahead and give them more of a green look from the outside. And when that's done, going ahead and coming back to this section here, we're going to go and place down a dark oak wood stair like this on both sides, green terracotta block in the middle, and then going back from these stairs, we're going to place down an additional stair back. So this stair turns into a corner stair, and then in between these stairs here, we're going to place down a stair in the middle, so you have a corner stair, corner stair, stair, corner stair, corner stair. On the back here, we're also going to place down 2 item frames like this for brake lights. We're going to go ahead and place down red stained glass blocks in the item frames, and we also want to go ahead and grab ourselves a dark oak wood sign, and we're going to place down dark oak wood signs also on the side here of these stairs. So just like that. And anyways, once that's all done there, that is going to complete layer 4. With that, we're probably going to move into our next layer, layer 5. And yeah, so with that, let's move into layer number 5. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go and go to our end rods here. We're going to place down a zombie head on top of them at a very slight angle. So like about a 30-degree angle here on both sides, very slanted to be kind of like the side mirrors. From this point here, we're going to place down a dark oak wood stair here in the middle on this green terracotta block, followed by a spruce wood corner stair coming off both sides of the stair. Now coming off the sides of the stair facing toward the front of the vehicle, we're going to place down an item frame. In the item frames, we're going to place down black concrete for the viewports, and also a spruce wood sign going ahead and coming off those stairs as well, like that, to create these viewports there for the front of the vehicle. From this right here, we're going to go and place down a dark oak wood stair that goes back from those spruce wood stairs, a green terracotta block here in the middle, and then a spruce or dark oak corner stair coming off these 2 stairs, and then a dark oak wood stair there in the middle like that to create the roof here over the top. And then go to the back here on top of this green terracotta block, we're just going to place down a dark oak wood stair, and to both sides of the stair, we're going to go and place down a zombie head at about a slight angle, so just like this, about 45-degree angle there on both sides. And we can go ahead and then just grab a green banner, and we can place down a green banner here on the back of the stair, just like that. So nothing too crazy, pretty simple and straightforward. And right there is going to do it for layer 5. With that, we're going to go ahead and move into an optional addition. So if you want to add the machine gun on top here, this turret ring, you can go ahead and easily add it. If you don't, you're just going to place down a spruce wood trapdoor there on the top and call it good for the vehicle. But if we're going to go ahead and build the turret, we're going to go and move into that next. So we're going to cover layers 6, 7, and 8 to go ahead and put the turret up on the top of the vehicle. So with that, let's move into our last final layers. Alright guys, going ahead and move into our last final layers. We have layers 6 through 8. For these layers, we're going to be slowly focusing in on building the machine gun up on top here, along with the turret ring and all that. So to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to be going ahead and placing down a dark oak wood fence post on top of the stair, followed by a zombie head here to both sides of it. We're then going to go ahead and go back from the zombie heads, placing down a dark oak wood top slab, and then we're going to go ahead and then place down a dark oak wood upside down stair in this space right here, and then zombie heads again come off both sides of that stair. Once that's done, we're going to go to the tops here of the top slabs and upside down stairs, and we're going to place down a green carpet. And we also want to go ahead and grab ourselves a spruce wood trapdoor, and we're going to place it down here in the middle, just like that. Now once that's done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a anvil. That's going to go ahead and go on top of this dark oak wood fence post, and then coming off of it, we're going to place down a dark oak wood top slab. Now on both sides of the top slab, we're going to be going and placing down a dark oak wood sign. So again, to both sides like that. And we want to go ahead and then place down an end rod coming off of it, going forward like so. Once that's done, coming off the anvil, over here should be to the left side, we're going to place down a dark oak wood top slab. And we're going to also place down a dark oak wood sign on the side of that top slab. Now we're going to go ahead and also place down a powered rail on top of it to go ahead and create the kind of bullets that feed into the machine gun. And then on the back of the anvil, we're going to go ahead and place down a wither skeleton skull. Now on the right side here, we're going to place down a item frame, followed by a dark oak wood sign over the item frame. And in the item frame, we want to go ahead and place down a black bed, just like that, in the item frame. And then last thing for us to do is to go ahead and just take a redstone repeater, and we're going to place it down on top of this dark oak wood top slab, just like that, to go ahead and make your machine gun here on the top. And once you have that all complete, that is going to wrap up my design for the Terrängbil M/42 KP, also known as the KP Bill Swedish Armored Personnel Carrier. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you end up using the design I do, I say you guys give me proper credit for it. This being thing from the side of the build to my channel or this video if this does appear in social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free to use it for projects you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Wolfy, and again, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is down in the description. And that's it for this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.